Okay, so why are you out here? What are you protesting for?
I'm protesting for economic justice for my people. We've been slaughtered, we've been raped, we've been killed. The country is built on our fucking backs, and we haven't gotten a goddamn payment. A $1,200 stimulus check didn't change anything about our economic standing in this country. Whole cities have been burnt down. There's whole communities of black women that can't even give birth because of what white doctors have done to them. We're not fucking playing. We need 13 to 26 trillion to be divided up amongst the 13%.
Did you know that George Floyd and the officer knew each other?
I heard about that, but we're not gonna have a back-ended interview. That's my message, and that's what I said. Please post that to any platform. Thank you.
Do you mind if I ask you about LeBron James?
No, I don't want to answer any question about LeBron James. I want to answer any question about anything.
So what brings you guys out? Why are you here?
For the same reason why everyone else is out here, for my own life, but also for everyone else's life. We're kind of just tired and fed up of dying at a rapid rate for the color of our skins. That's ridiculous. You don't like me because of the color of my skin. I haven't done anything to you. I haven't attacked your family. I haven't tried to rob you. I haven't caused you any type of harm. And you're telling me you don't like me because of what I look like? That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous.
To tag along with what she's saying, I'm black, my friends are black, my family's black, my kids are gonna be black. It's the right thing to do to be here, to be heard. Honestly, if you've ever wondered what you would do during a revolution, the Holocaust, or anything like that during slavery, this is what you would be doing. You'd either be here, speaking, trying to make a change, or you're gonna be on your couch and you're gonna let it go. Don't be a bystander, be out here, represent.
You mind if I ask you a question about the George Floyd thing?
What's up?
So it comes out that they knew each other, right? Did you hear about that information?
Yeah, I actually did hear
So my question is, and it's very interesting, a really interesting question. Do you think it was racial or personal?
Both.
I think it's both, because if it's racial at this point, it is personal. There's a personal reason as to why you have an issue with somebody's race. That's a personal thing. Like, that's a really personal thing. So yes, they are hand in hand. If he knew him or not. So if he knew him, I still think it might have happened. But him knowing him too, like, they coincide in that moment. They coincide.
Just because you know someone of another color, that doesn't mean you don't. That just erases your racism. Yeah. Just because you have black friends, Asian friends, that doesn't erase how you feel about that certain person.
I heard a lot of weird things about that. I heard people say, like, with the club that they worked at, that he didn't work the nights where it was predominantly black nights. Like, I've heard little things. That's just hearsay, but I just think they coincide. Like, whether he knew him or not.
Do you think it's fair to say that the officer hates all black people?
No, because think back into history. People say, "Oh, you're not like other black people. You're not like those." There's that. People. You're the exception. So he might think there's probably a black person out there that's his exceptional type of black person, but fuck that. That's not. You don't have to be an acceptable type of anybody. We're all people. We all have rights. As long as if we're following the law, and even if we're not, there's a way it needed to be handled. Whether he had a counterfeit bill or not, he wasn't supposed to die on the sidewalk right there. He would have been, He would have been treated correctly, just like anybody else normally should be treated. So.
All right, now I'm gonna ask you about LeBron James, okay? So LeBron James put out a tweet. He said, "How come America doesn't care about us?" And I'm assuming he's talking about black people, right? Now that you see everyone kind of marching against police brutality against black people, is it fair to say that America loves black people?
That's a good question. That's a good one.
Because everyone's white people, Mexicans, everyone's kind of.
Well, we're coming together, but I think it's just taken a lot for people to wake up fully to it and to say something. I don't think a lot of people. I have friends who have come to me that are non-POC, and they, have been.
What's POC?
People of color, or not a black person, not a Hispanic, white people. I've heard people, my friends that I've known my whole life, or portions of my life, come up to me and, be like, I can't believe, it feels like we're in a time warp. I can't believe we're going through this still. And it's like, I've been like, it's been happening. It's just getting more real. It's getting more real. So
we also need officials to care. People who can put laws in and people who can really change something. It's not that our voices have not changed, just because we've seen the results we've gotten for us being out here already, but we need some serious things to change.
We need action. We don't need people
law.
kneeling. We don't need people doing the fucking cha-cha slide and fucking no, we don't need that. We need people to make change. And that's why when he said, why doesn't America care about us? Because America is rooted off of racism. So it's bound for us, them not, like the whole system of America, maybe not the people, but the system that's been created around it.
Like the government?
Yeah, the system that is systematic, with whether it's the government or law enforcement, it's all rooted in racism. Do your history.
So you're saying the government, it's possible that they still don't care about black people, but the actual people care about black people.
The government doesn't care about people in general, if you really think about it. So yeah, I don't think they're too worried about the amount of black people that are dying or Hispanics that are locked up. They don't really care. They care about a dollar sign. So that's why people are speaking their language. I'm not promoting people, doing all the looting and rioting, but there is a reason that people are retaliating.
If it loses their money, they're not going to do it. If it loses their money, because they can say they care. America can say they care about the people, but at the end of the day, if America loses money,
I appreciate it, ladies. Thank you. All right, so what brings you out? Why are you protesting?
Because, man, you just got to have equality throughout the world. You can't kill black people. You can't kill no race, not only black people, but just black people getting killed right now.
Are you worried about Corona?
Yes, sir. You see this mask on my face?
Yeah.
And, just trying to keep a distance, but shit, I'm young and healthy. So, I fight it, I beat it, fight this, beat this.
You mind if I ask you about the George Floyd case?
You seen what it is.
You found out that they knew each other.
Who?
George Floyd and the cop?
Probably smashed his wife.
You think so?
Probably. She look like she like it.
Like that pipe on it.
Would you say that it's more personal or more racial?
You never know. It could be a mixture of a lot of things. If black people don't like certain black people because they have a higher quality than them or living better than them, just like the same way as white people don't like certain white people, man. But main thing right now is just going on in America. You can see like black people never had that chance, so they're a little bit more mattered than a lot of other races because black people never got a pay like the Jews did. Black people never got no respiratory, so that's what it is.
You mind if I ask you about LeBron James?
LeBron James.
LeBron James?
Hey, Los Angeles Lakers, baby. Championships. What else?
Absolutely.
LeBron, you keep talking about LeBron James. You got a whole school giving out free tuitions to Ohio State. What about LeBron James?
So he put out a tweet asking if he said, why doesn't America care about us? Now, I'm assuming he's talking about black people, right?
You got to think about LeBron James. Not only reason, but a major factor of him going to what he is where he came from and what he had. He had nothing. Why? Because he a black man in America.
If everyone's out here protesting against police brutality against black people, is it fair to say that America cares about black people or doesn't care?
What you think?
I think America cares.
How much?
A lot.
Why you think that?
Because the whole world's protesting about it.
But do the people that make decisions care?
That's a good point. So would you say that the government doesn't care and the people do?
You see it now. You care.
Huh?
You think Trump care?
That's a good question.
Yes or no? Come on.
I think Trump cares because he got the FBI involved in the case.
FBI involved in what kind of way? FBI? Do you think the FBI?
I don't know.
You think the FBI care about black people? They pump drugs in our community.
That's
Guns, drugs, everything. What else they pump in our community?
That's why I want to wait to see until the case is over. That's why I want to see if anything really happens.
Well, call me when it's over and we're gonna see.
All right, great. Thanks, bro. So, what brings you out? Why are you protesting?
I'm here in support of Black Lives Matter, the movement, and it's been overwhelming watching all this unfold. And seeing the government response, the police response is just infuriating.
You mind if I ask you about the George Floyd situation?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so it comes out that George Floyd and the cop knew each other, right? Do you think, since they knew each other, that it could be more personal than racial?
I can't comment on that. Yeah.
If you had to put money on it.
I don't know if it's relevant. Okay. Yeah. I think there's a history of police brutality directed at people of color. It looks like it's most likely an example of that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, do you mind if I ask you about LeBron James real quick?
Sure.
So LeBron put out a tweet. He tweeted, how come America doesn't care about us? And I'm assuming he meant black people, right? Now that everyone's kind of protesting and standing with black people against police brutality, is it safe to say that America cares about black people?
No. I think a lot more work needs to be done. a lot more. I mean, I think reforms are barely getting started, you know?
Okay.
Yeah. I think this is the beginning of something.
So currently America doesn't care about black people.
I don't think it's an either or. I think America might care about black people in some ways, but not nearly anywhere close to enough.
Gotcha.
And the inequities in terms of economic opportunity, access to education, access to healthcare, those problems are not going to go away overnight. If anything, it's more and more apparent how much of a divide there is between the average African American person and the average white person in this country.
Okay. So why are you out here? Why are you protesting?
Because Black Lives Matter. I mean, we have to just make sure that everyone gets stood up for, people, especially people that don't have a voice or that can't breathe or can't be heard.
Do you mind if I ask you about the George Floyd case?
Sure.
So it comes out that they knew each other from work. Did you hear about that?
I did actually. It was like a strip club or something that they worked at, right?
Yeah. So my question to you is there a chance that it could have been personal rather than racial?
I think it's probably a little bit of both. It's probably personal because it was racial.
Can you explain that?
Well, I mean, originally I bet you he had a problem with him because he worked with the black guy, and that's probably why he's like, oh, I know this guy, so why not? But at the same time, this cop has also killed other people that, I don't know if you saw that too, but...
Oh, he's killed other people?
Yeah, but I guess he has like a murder count of 6 or something like that.
Oh, shit. I did not know that.
I mean, it could be fake news, who knows really at this point, but I mean, either way, it's the same thing. Personal, racial, it's the same thing at this point.
Okay.
You know?
You mind if I ask you about LeBron James real quick?
Sure, I don't know much about him, but okay.
So he's a basketball player. He tweeted that, how come America doesn't care about us? Now, I'm assuming he's talking about black people, right? Now that all these people are protesting, white, Mexican, black, everyone's standing up for the same cause against police brutality, is it safe to say that America does indeed care about black people?
I mean, it depends on who you call America. If you call America the people, then yes. If you call America who's in charge, then no.
Interesting. What do you mean by that?
The people in general, government people, just people in charge. You know, it's a wide spread of people that are in charge, and in general, those people, no, they're not.
Okay. But you're not the first person to say that. Some people have said the government is separate from the people, and that they might not care about black people, whereas the people do.
Well, I believe that there's the government and a whole elite group of people that do not follow what us all are doing here, which is equal rights, standing up for what other people believe in, what everyone believes in, and standing up for people who can't speak.
Gotcha.
So,
appreciate it. Thank you. I'm gonna get your sign one more time. All right, thank you.
I got you.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so what brings you here? Why are you here protesting?
I mean, it only makes sense. Equal rights for everybody. I mean, period. You know, I'm a veteran myself. I was in the Air Force. I served in Iraq. I served to protect the rights of everybody here, not just white people, but everybody, every minority, every person in America.
Okay. And then do you mind if I ask you a question about the George Floyd situation?
Go ahead.
So it comes out that they used to work together, right? The cop and George Floyd. Would you say that it might be more personal than racial?
Possibly, because, police are known to abuse their power, period.
Yeah.
So possibly. But, I mean, it does make it more interesting that they knew each other personally.
Yeah.
Regardless of the situation, regardless of what he did in his past, he doesn't deserve to die at the hands of the cops that have an oath to protect and serve,
right.
Period.
Yep. Do you mind if I ask you a question about LeBron?
Go ahead, man.
So he tweeted out, how come America doesn't love us? And I'm assuming he means, black people, right? Now that everyone's kind of marching together, blacks, whites, Asians, everyone's marching together against police brutality, against black people, against everybody, is it safe to say that America loves black people?
Not yet. No.
Not yet.
I don't think so. I think we need to see change first.
So I think currently right now America doesn't love black people?
Overall, no. Okay. We haven't proven it. We need to make a stand now. We need to make change now. But overall, no. I mean, right now it's just talk. We need to see change, period.
Where are you from?
I'm from out here, but I was stationed in Georgia for a while.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Is it a clear difference between Georgia and here?
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah. I would say Georgia's a bit different. I would say the color lines are stronger out in Georgia. Okay. Most definitely.
What would you like to see specifically happen to the police? Do you want people to hire better, men? How do you want things to change specifically?
Well, of course. I mean, better police need to be on the streets. Period. They're people just like we are. They work for us. We should feel safe around the police. African Americans, minorities shouldn't feel threatened when they get pulled over for a traffic stop. They shouldn't feel like their life is at danger. You know, maybe people need to get fired because, you know, if you're silent, you're guilty too. So maybe some police chiefs and commissioners need to get fired.
Absolutely.
There needs to be laws that needs to be changed. Resisting arrest is a bullshit ass law. Because you try to arrest somebody for some bullshit, it's just natural they're gonna resist. That's another charge, and then you're putting probably assault on a cop on there as well. You know, a lot of stuff just needs to change, period, from top to bottom.
Yep, appreciate it, boss. Okay, so what brings you here today? Why are you here?
I'm here to be part of the movement today.
And what movement is that?
The Black Lives Matters movement. Man, we've been waiting for this for such a long time, and it feels so good to be part of this piece of history. And just, you know, this movement is like nothing I've ever seen in my entire lifetime. I don't know if we'll ever see anything like this ever again.
Agreed.
It's amazing.
It's worldwide.
It is. It's worldwide. We're right on Hollywood Boulevard, and I have lived here for 5 years, and there's no police out here right now.
Right.
Like, they're just letting us have free reign over the streets right now.
Yeah.
It's crazy. People are peaceful. People are cool. Like, everyone's just playing music at their cars and kicking it and saying hello, what's up, and sharing food, and it's amazing. They have their signs. It's so, the energy is crazy. Right
Do you mind if I ask you about the George Floyd situation?
Yeah, I'm from Minneapolis.
Oh, you're from Minneapolis?
Yeah, I wasn't there during the situation, but I know there's a lot of like overt racism in Minneapolis. So I think the tension was really, really high there.
Okay.
And it's crazy that this happened in my hometown, but I'm not surprised because, like it was bound to the tension was so high there, it was bound to explode into something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it just so happened to be the movement that it's going to change history. Everything's going to change.
Do you mind if I ask a specific question? So, like, it turns out like George Floyd and the cop knew each other. Did you hear about that?
I did.
If they knew each other, would you say it might be more personal than racial?
Absolutely.
More personal?
Absolutely. If we worked together at the same club a couple months ago.
Yeah. That's
know each other.
Why do you think people kind of
especially in Minnesota.
Okay. Wait, so no racism involved at all, or?
Absolutely. You could see it in his eyes.
Okay, so it was racial.
Absolutely.
Not personal.
Both.
Both. Okay. So you're saying he just hated him as an individual, and the cop hates black people as well.
He knew him, and he killed him dead. If I knew you and we used to work together, and I was a cop and I pulled you over, oh, we used to work together, man. What's going on? What's good? Are you okay? That was not the case.
Right. Absolutely. Do you mind if I ask you about LeBron James?
I didn't hear about LeBron. Why?
Well, no. So he put out a tweet and he said, "How come America doesn't love us?" And I'm assuming he meant black people, right? Now that everyone's kind of marching together, blacks, whites, Mexicans, everyone's marching against police brutality, specifically against black people. Is it safe to say that America loves black people?
I think America is trying to love black people, especially right now. We've finally, I think, we've taken that one leap that we needed to bring awareness that people believed in just the way we did. And, this just has to last. We have to keep the momentum in order for people to continue to, do what they're doing and be passionate about it and put themselves in our shoes. That's really what it takes. People saw George dying, and it was like, people, it struck them in their heart. And so now, oh no, my boy, my brother, my sister, if we can keep that same energy, we could do anything.
So final answer, at this moment in time, does America love black people?
America better love black people.
What was your name?
Angelica.
All right, thank you, Angelica, appreciate it.
Nice to meet you.
All right, so what brings you out? Why are you guys here?
Support that Black Lives Matter movement.
Y'all know what it is, man. Black Lives Matter, police brutality. It's time this shit ends, man. It's been going on for way too long, and the people's voice came together. It's a beautiful thing to see, man. Peaceful protest, no looting, no violence going on, as y'all can see, man. So fuck what the media is telling y'all. Come on and see what it's about.
You know what I'm saying? No justice, no peace.
You mind if I ask you about LeBron James?
What about him, man? Go ahead.
So he tweeted out that does America, or no, he said, how come America doesn't love us? And I'm assuming he's talking about black people, right? But now that all these protests are going on and you see blacks, Mexicans, whites, everyone's marching together against police brutality, against black people specifically, is it safe to say that America indeed loves black people?
No.
Not America itself, Americans, the people. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, the people love black people.
So I mean, I wouldn't even go as far to say it's the people, because we have a percentage of a large ass population that supports what we going in the movement. You know what I'm saying? It's not like it's worldwide 100%, or like we have majority rule where everybody's like backing us or behind this movement and trying to make this change. You feel me? And so it's like, really, I mean, I kind of agree with him in that aspect. You feel me? It's just like, America don't really love us, you feel me? If you look at the history and how everything went down, man. So it's just like, you feel me? We trying to fight for that love we deserve, you feel me? Okay. But you know, it's just getting to a point where it's almost like, fuck that love. Now it's like, you feel me? We gotta stand on it, because you feel me?
So you said the people love them, but if the people love them,
Americans itself. So I'm saying, whenever he's speaking in that term, I think he would mean such as like politically, the government, shit like that.
Okay, so the government
obvious.
is against
exactly.
it. And you're not the first person that told me that. Some people said that they believe that the overall population loves black people, but the government itself is against black people.
I've seen Amish people out here, man. I've seen Native Americans coming together, Jewish people. You know, it's a beautiful thing to see all the people coming together for one cause. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause this shit ends. You know what I'm saying? This year, this shit ends, bro. Fuck that. So.
Last topic. So you guys heard about the George Floyd case, obviously, and you knew that they used to work together. You heard about that? How they used to work together?
Yeah.
If they used to work together, would you say that it might be personal rather than racial?
I think that definitely could have a big factor into it. There's a lot into the case that people wouldn't know something about like that.
So I feel like in any moment, in any scenario that race is brought into the scenario, all option of is it personal or is it just racism goes out the window, because it's gotta be, it's personal for you to still kill a man, you feel me? And in reality, you feel me, it's like, whether it's racist or not, you being personally racist during that moment, I mean, you're racist. I mean, it's like, you feel me?
So you're saying it's racial?
I feel like, you feel me, there's no real like differentiation whether or not it was like something personal or if it was a racial, you feel me, act type shit. Because if it was listed as a racial act, you feel me, and that's what it came out as, and you know what I'm saying, it's you know, we got a long history of the police brutality, and it's been predominantly towards the African American culture or people, you know. So it's like, at that point, what do we look towards? Is, you know, even if you know the person and you got a personal beef with a person, but you in that position of you supposed to be protecting the people, you know what I'm saying?
What did you say? You said it was.
I think that definitely did play a big part in it. You know what I'm saying? As far as they're already knowing who he was and stuff like that, already having a grudge against some of the officers that did, you know what I'm saying, hold him and stuff like that. I'm sure they did have previous encounters with the man and stuff like that. So like you said, it could have been a bit of, you know, personal issue with that and stuff like that. So yeah, definitely, man. But rest in peace, George Floyd. Like I said, we're out here in LA 2020. This is literally history in the making right here. The
worldwide. It's worldwide,
man. So when your grandchildren ask you what you were doing 2020,
this is
let
it.
them know, man. This is it. We're out here with the people.
Appreciate it, fellas.
Man, yes, sir.
IG, shout out, anything?
Hey, follow me on IG at Toshio_Ghoul. Tune in for that fire ass music.
Yes, sir. Kid Kakarot. That's KIDD_KAKAROT. Follow your boy, man. Much love. Rest in peace, Kobe. Rest in peace, George Floyd. Everybody.
Hey, what was that saying? Black Lives Matter here?
Yes, sir. Always, man.
I appreciate it, fellas. All right, so Myra, what brings you out? Why are you out here?
You know, just to speak for my people in general. You know, we're tired of this. There's not going to be no justice, no peace, as you can see right here. Donald Trump is going to come down here in LA, or Long Beach, or anybody that's representing Minneapolis. George Floyd, you know, he had a dream, and we're making his dream come alive, because he would have seen his daughter get married, have kids, you know. So justice, no peace for my people.
What's your ethnicity?
I'm Mexican American Chicano.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you mind if I ask you about LeBron James real quick?
Sure.
So LeBron James tweeted, how come America doesn't love us? And so I was assuming he was talking about black people, right?
Yeah.
Now that everyone's kind of marching together, blacks, whites, Mexicans, everyone's marching for the same thing.
Oh, yeah.
Is it fair to say that America loves black people?
No, it's not, because as you can see, they killed a black person with their own knee, not even with a gun, so it goes to show that there's still racists here in America.
But if that's just one man, he doesn't represent all of America.
He doesn't, but he does represent black people, and I feel like there's black people in LA, there's Mexican people in LA, you know, we're all just, you know, speaking our truths. Just all the white people has been covering their lives with their white sins and shit. You know, we're tired of this. That's why you see no justice, no peace.
Can I ask you about the George Floyd case?
Yeah.
So it comes out that they used to work together. You heard about that?
Yeah.
Would you say that it could have been more personal rather than racial?
No, I think it was definitely personal. It hit all of us. As you could see, we're still protesting and stuff. It hit everybody because, man, a white cop and a black man in America, it's just like, you just can't see, you know, no color in it. Yeah.
So your final answer, does America love black people right now?
Not right now.
Okay. How long do you think it'll take? How long do you think it'll take?
Hopefully this, you know, opens America's eyes and stuff, changing the system to what it belongs to, giving credit where it's due, and yeah.
Appreciate it, Myra. Thank you. So what brings you out here? Why are you here?
The revolution.
The revolution.
Trying to overthrow the government.
Why?
Because it's not only our right, but it's also our duty to overthrow a government who doesn't protect us and do as they're supposed to and have our best interests and our pursuit of happiness in mind.
Okay. So
but also to end racism, and there's a lot of things going on here. You know, it's not just one reason; it's multiple reasons. I think that we're all out here.
What's your ethnicity?
My dad's black, my mom's Italian.
Okay, so mixed.
Yeah.
Right on. Let me ask you this. So George Floyd and the cop, they knew each other, right? They used to work together.
Yeah.
Is it a possibility that the killing could have been personal rather than racial?
I don't think so. I mean, they worked together like 15 years ago, and they just worked at the same club. Doesn't mean they really like. I think it's kind of a reach to like say that they knew each other and remembered each other and have like a personal thing going on.
Why do you think it's automatic?
And also,
racial?
he looked a lot different than from then. Also, you know, that's been a long time.
Well, why do you think it's automatically racial?
Why do I think it's automatically racial? I mean, because I've seen lots of that happen to like white people. You know, like they had a bad check or bad money or something. Like they don't get like attacked like that by cops, you know? And I mean, I feel like it did have a lot to do because he was black. And it just looks a lot of like people are used to seeing like black people as being suspicious or like being like scared of them just because they're black and just the stereotypes surrounding them.
Okay, and you mind if I ask you about LeBron James real quick? So LeBron James put out a tweet saying, how come America doesn't care about us? Meaning black people.
Yeah.
Now that everyone's marching together, whites are marching with blacks, Mexicans, everyone's marching with black people to support what's going on. Is it fair to say that America loves black people?
I think we're making the progress that we need to make. It's definitely happening. I mean, we're winning, you know, we're out here. I mean, there's a lot of people out here, it's like probably noise violation or something, but like everyone's being peaceful and the cops aren't really, you know, they're not messing with us like they were like last week when we were trying to be peaceful and they started shooting at us, and that's what I believe caused the violence. You know, I was on the front line. I've been on the front lines every single day, ever since the very first like small protest in downtown to Melrose with the looting and all the rioting, and then Santa Monica and downtown. I've been out here every single day.
Okay.
And personally, like it starts off peacefully, and the cops are the aggressors, and they get violent, and that triggers everyone else to be violent, and it kind of triggers that reaction. But like, you know, leave people alone, and look what happens. You know, it's peaceful. No one's breaking shit. No one's doing things like looting or destroying stuff. So I think we're definitely making progress. So
your final answer: does America love black people?
We're getting there. We're getting there.
Is that a yes or a no?
We're getting there.
So not yet. They don't love them yet.
I think there's more that do than don't.
Okay.
So
majority loves black people.
Yeah, we're getting
I agree.
there.
I agree.
We're getting there.
Okay. What was your name?
Marcus.
Marcus. Thanks, Marcus. Appreciate it. Right now. All right, cool. Okay, so why are you out here? What brings you out here?
Well, I'm indigenous to these lands, LA, so I'm Shoshone Gabrielino, and or otherly known as Tongva. And without indigenous justice or colonial justice, we don't have social justice, we don't have environmental justice, we don't have economic justice. So
you're out here for justice?
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
You mind if I ask you about the George Floyd case?
The George Floyd? Go ahead.
So it comes out that they used to work together. Did you hear that?
I did hear a little bit of that, yeah. Trail down.
Would you say that since we know that they knew each other, that it might be more personal rather than racial?
There could be a possibility since you're like they're finding out information like that, but it could be an underlying racial issue as well.
Okay. Why do you think so many people jump to the racial conclusion?
Because it's so common. It's so common. It's been happening for over centuries.
Okay.
You know, it's residual colonial, the colonial agenda. So.
You mind if I ask you about LeBron James?
I don't really know much about LeBron.
So LeBron James, he's a basketball player. He tweeted that, how come America doesn't love us? And I'm assuming he's talking about black people, right?
I think he's talking about people of color.
Okay. People of color?
Anybody below a socioeconomic border, I would say.
Okay. Now that everyone's kind of like marching together, whites, blacks, everyone's marching together for the same thing, is it safe to say that America loves black people?
Of course we love black people.
So America does love black people?
Black people love themselves.
Okay.
So that's America.
That was it. What's your name?
Selena.
Thank you, Selena.
Thank you.
Do you have my name's Duran.
Duran, okay.
Yeah. You have an IG you want to shout out or anything?
Yeah, at Earthy Selena.
At
You can
Earthy
follow
Selena.
me. Yep.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.